I'm Nate, and I'm going to give you a hands-on demonstration of our new Ivy expansion set. I'm going to show you how these new creeping ivy pieces can be used to add greenery and a little mystery to your builds. Let's dive in and take a look. All right, first, let's walk through the 5 pieces in this new expansion set. It's important to note that all of these are working resin prototypes. The finals will be cast in Dwarvenite like our original Ivy, so it'll be gray, super durable Dwarvenite, something like this. The first piece is our creeping Ivy right, because it's going to the right, it's creeping up that direction. And this is a post facade piece, so it will have a peg embedded in the back, similar to our other facade pieces, little peg like that. And that is designed so that it will then go up against any of our corner posts that have the facade hole. You can pop it on like that, and a little peg will hold it in place on any of our city builder walls. Our second piece is the creeping ivy left, because this one is going to the left. Very similar to the right. It'll have a peg baked in on the back, different shape, very organic, but they're designed to sit nicely together like such. Our third piece is a hanging ivy biscuit insert piece. So this will have on the back, it'll have a baked in little half biscuit piece, something like this. And it's designed so that it'll pop into any of our biscuit slots, fill them in something like this, hang off. So you can pop into any piece that has a biscuit slot. Our fourth piece is the crawling ivy magnetic accessory piece. So this will have a magnet, a slightly larger magnet than this on the back. That'll allow it to affix to any of our pieces that have a metal plate, like the magnetic wall. So you can sort of position it, reposition it on any of our magnetic wall pieces or roof pieces alike. And of course, you can just sort of freestand it anywhere you want. And our final piece is a freestanding ivy archway. So this is a freestanding piece. It'll have 1 or maybe even 2 anchor magnets on the bottom for added stability. It is double-sided, so Eli sculpted both sides. So if you had it freestanding, you could use your side. You can put 2 of them together if you want to bulk it out more. And it is designed to sit up against like a doorway or a window and frame them really nicely, something like this. And though it's intended for the city, like any of our pieces, you can mix and match anywhere. You could put it in your castle, you could put it in your caverns, you could put it up against a dungeon piece, anywhere you want to put some ivy. All right, so let's see how these pieces work in a build. All right, so let's start with this quaint little Tudor cottage here, built using our Tudor pieces and some of our Tudor expansion pieces. And we're just going to start slapping ivy on there until it feels like extra quaint. So we're going to start with the creeping ivy post facade pieces. So you're just going to pop them in, or I'm using white stick because these are the prototypes, but you'll pop the peg into the facade hole there and just boom, it'll sit on the side. I usually start with the facade, these little post facade pieces, because they have to go in these holes. They're less flexible than, say, the magnetic bits. So you pop those on right and left. They look really neat. They're sort of creeping up the side. And then you can start adding the magnetic bits to taste. Right? I've put magnetic walls here to give myself some options. So I could line it up like that if I want. I could slide it over here or something like that. Let's have it connect. Let's do something like that. And then maybe I just want to get it really overgrown, right? Make it feel like it's been there forever. We'll put one on this magnetic wall if we want. And then to help continue the illusion, we're going to put this hanging ivy here on this cantilevered area, right? It looks really neat when it's hanging down over the anywhere that there's some open air underneath. And then we want to go up to the second story. So I'm going to take the creeping ivy left, and I'm going to put it on the right side going the other direction here, and we'll pop it up, and that'll transition us up to the roof. So it should look kind of neat, something like that. And then because this is now overlapping the roof, I want to put some up on the roof. So I'm going to take another piece of magnetic, we'll pop that up on the roof, something like that. Line it up. Now let's overlap a little more. Boom. Something like that. Boom. Now the ivies come all the way up onto the roof. And this maybe gives the players access, right? You can let them now climb up the side of the building. So I think it gives a game reason for it beyond just looking kind of neat. Let's swing around. Look at the side of the building. So over here we have a doorway. Already put a couple of these facade bits on either side, and there's kind of a gap. So how did this one grow there? If you're really worried about how it all lines up, we can just pop this arch against the doorway, makes your doorway look extra charming. And Eli designed these pieces so they would kind of sawtooth together really nicely. So there's a lot of fun ways they can sit together. And man, it adds a lot of characters filling in. The green really pops against any of the Tudor, against the stone, against the rustic wood. It really makes city stuff alive. All right, let's look at one more side of this building. So over here, I'm going to do something fun here. We're going to take the creeping ivy right, and we're going to put it on the left side. Or maybe it's the right side. I don't know. I'm backwards to camera. But we're going to take it, instead of having it creep up under the wall, we're having it creep out into the open space over this cantilevered area here. Something like that, and it should look really kind of cool. It feels like it's been growing up from the ground and creeping its way up onto this cantilevered out section. I love sort of tying the bits of the building together that way. And then you can use the arch to cover. You can put it over windows, not just doorways. Something like that, if you wanted. And if you wanted to like bulk it out more, you could put you could put this here, boom, something like that. The little biscuit insert, and maybe even the magnetic, so then that fills it out more if we want to really have it overgrown, and then you can put the magnetic, something like that. Depends on, once again, are you trying to let the players climb on it? Are you doing it just for decoration? How much greenery do you need? But there's no wrong way to do it, just sort of add to taste, and off we go. Okay, so here we have a simple fieldstone building, and in this case we're using the double high wall and post so we can show how it works there. And we have some of the pieces from our original ivy expansion. So I've already put 3 of the growing ivy post facades there, and then 1 of the wall ivy facades over this. So we're trying to make something that looks like an abandoned building that's a little overgrown, right? So we have the boarded up window insert, boarded up door insert. The doors are sealed tight, a little bit of junk around to try and make it feel abandoned. But we want to push the narrative even further, make it look even more abandoned. So we're going to start over here. We're going to take our growing ivy left facade piece. We're going to pop it into the facade hole and see how nicely it lines up with that wall ivy. And now it's starting to grow over this door to kind of conceal the door. If we wanted to go further with that, we could take freestanding ivy from the original ivy set, pop that over, and now we're really kind of covering up that door like it looks like hasn't been used in ages. And maybe we want to take this ivy and have it continue up onto the roof, so we can take some of our magnetic ivy and like just pop that up over there, something like that. So now it really feels like it's going over a thing. I mean, we can go as far as we want. We can just put another one if we want to get nuts. We can just keep it growing up there, something like that. Then let's say we want to obscure this window a little bit. We're going to take the creeping ivy right. We're going to pop that into the facade. Hold something like that, boom, and start to cover up that window a little more. Just once again, seal it up. And this could be a thing where the players, if they want, they could climb up and hop in there. If there wasn't a door here and there, maybe they have to go in through the window. They can use this to climb up and get into that window. Let's do, what we're going to cover up. Let's say they don't even know how to get in. So we're going to do this. We're going to swap we're going to pop this door out. Put a solid wall in there. The door back here. All right, so let's say we want to conceal the entrance, make it a moment of discovery for the players. So we can take the arch, right, this freestanding ivy archway, and we'll put this freestanding bit in there, boom, and try and conceal that. So now it becomes a moment of discovery for the players, right? Maybe an astute player will notice something there, or they do investigation, whatever, then they can hack through like a machete and find the entrance in here. So hopefully this will really kind of further the narrative. And then to complete the look, we're going to take the wall ivy facade from the original ivy set. We're going to just pop some poster putty, some white stick on the back there. I do this all the time in my builds where I take something that wasn't necessarily designed to be a magnetic accessory and put it somewhere where you would put a magnetic accessory. So I'm just going to pop it on the roof using that poster tack and continue this overgrown feeling over there. As it's a reminder that you can use the pieces, like there's no wrong way to use them, right? Just because it's not designed to be a magnetic accessory doesn't mean you can't use it on a roof as if it was a magnetic accessory. A little white stick, you can do anything. So now this looks really kind of overgrown and becomes a fun discovery thing. And that reveal, when they do hack that open and they find the little door and they kick the boarded down door in, should be a fun moment on the table. A couple other examples of how this stuff plays nicely together. We'll rotate over to this side. So here we have the creeping ivy left, and then we're just continuing it up using the original growing ivy post facade there. So it looks like a nice continuous run. And then same doing the reverse over here. We have the original one there, and then this is the creeping ivy left. So you can kind of make these long runs that then branch off. And if you wanted to, we've got the magnetic ivy. We could pop that in, something like that. Fill it up even more using these big double high walls are magnetic. So they're really fun for the ivy. And the double high posts have 2 facade holes in them. So you can chain together 2 facade pieces like this. You can just have these continuously going up. That works really smoothly. And then finally, let's look at the last side. So over here, I've taken our crawling ivy magnetic accessory piece, and I've just put a piece of white stick on the back there, a little poster putty. And again, we're just popping it on in a place just to complete the overgrowth look. The other fun thing we're doing is we have under here, underneath this overhang, in those little biscuit slots, we're popping in the hanging ivy biscuit inserts. It kind of really helps sell the overhang when stuff's hanging down underneath it. And then if we want to connect it, so we have the this is the original ivy post facade piece popped up there that connects really nicely to the hanging ivy. It makes that feel like it's all continuous. And then over here, we're going to take the freestanding ivy piece from the original set. We'll just pop that against the side and have that feel like it's going up. And if we want to get, if we want to continue to make everything just feel completely overgrown, we can throw the magnetic piece up against it and really make this thing feel like no one's been in here for ages. So you can definitely enhance some of your narrative by just going nuts with the ivy. And it looks really pretty against any of our city pieces. And that should give you a great idea of some of the many ways you can build with these creeping ivy pieces. For more city building ideas, take a look at our cities playlist linked in the description below. And if you still have questions, hop into our Discord, where we have an amazing community who would love to talk terrain with you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, and throw in a comment. It really helps us. Thank you so much for watching, and now it's back to the anvil, if I can find my way out of this forest.